Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a planner that I have wanted to take a look at for a long time now, but I often would miss out on buying it or I was like, do I really want to get that and review it? Because right now I'm back in the middle of another meal planning rut. And so this actually seems like a perfect opportunity. This is the Carrie Elle Meal Planner, and she does do downloads. I bought her downloads before, but this is the physical planner. I actually got it on Amazon, and it is produced by a company called Ecolo, but it's the Carrie Elle planner designed by Carrie Elle on the back. So I decided I'd take a look at it because I may use it, I may not, but in the meantime, I'm desperate right now to get my meal planning back under control because with dialysis, it's sort of major monkey wrench into things because it's not just about feeding my family now. It's about feeding my family and having meals that are adaptable because of doing home hemodialysis. So here it is, Carrie Elle Meal Planner. It doesn't give me any information on the paperweight or anything like that on the website. It gives me the size, which is 11.5 by 9.5. It's basically like letter size sheet. Oh, and there we go. Some information right here. On Amazon, it has Prime shipping, and it is $26.41 as of the filming of this video, which is actually not bad at all for a big planner. It's got wire O binding, a laminated cover, and it has enough stuff in here for more than a full year of meal planning. So let's open it up. The inside, there's a spot to put your name. You'd have to write it on Sharpie, though, because it is very laminated. I love flowers. I find this cover to be a little busy for my taste, but that's okay. And then we have this page that says how to use this planner. There's tabs here on the side, and the tabs are laminated, and the divider pages are cardstock. The paper itself feels decent. I wouldn't say it is the most thick paper I've ever seen, but it's pretty decent. I imagine that most of these meal pages are every page is single-sided for the most part. So it's okay if they're not the thickest because you can have some bleed through and it really doesn't matter. So this divider page is lined. It says resources, it's tabbed, and the page itself is cardstock. And then the other side is a dot grid. And then here you have a spot for favorite websites, favorite meal planning blogs, and recipe sites. Another favorite websites page. Then you've got favorite recipes and recipes to try. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then you have a measurement conversion page that's like 1 cup is equal to blah, blah, blah. 1 tablespoon is equal to blah, blah, blah. And there's some temperature conversions as well, which I actually appreciate. There's also some lined space to add your own most used conversions or any other like quick reference info you might want. I'm actually thinking that these pages I might just rip out if I use this because I tend to keep all of my favorite recipes and sites in Pinterest or in my recipe binder. So this is not really necessary for me, but this absolutely is. And then on the back is a massive page of baking substitutions, eggs, milk, butter, etc. The buttermilk one is actually a big one for me because my favorite banana bread recipe requires buttermilk, but I can never seem to buy a small enough amount of buttermilk. I wind up with a shit ton of it, so having a substitution might be nice. Next is your inventory pages. Again, cardstock with nice thick laminated. I love how thick these tabs are because it keeps them from being flimsy. With a lined page and then a dot grid page. And then we have freezer inventory for items and date frozen. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of that. Then you have pantry inventory, item and expiration date. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of that. And then a spice inventory, item and expiration date. Now, again, these are not pages I would necessarily use, mostly because, except for maybe the spices, I don't know if I'd have enough space with these pages for an entire year. Like, for me, I would probably go through them pretty fucking quickly. What I would prefer for this is an online option, like in Notion, or just a document, or maybe an Excel spreadsheet, because it's a lot easier to update and you don't run out of space. But for some people, this might work really well. And then we have the meal planning section, which is the heart of the planner. Again, lined grid. And then at the beginning, I think we have how many weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have every 5 weeks, you have a monthly like planning page, Sunday start. It's undated. I should mention all of these pages are having like these beautiful flower. I actually like this one a lot. Some of the other ones I like a lot more than I like the cover, but they're very pretty. All color coordinated. But you have 5 weeks, Sunday start with a notes section so that you can use this to plan. If I was going to use this, I would probably use it to just put in any evening things I have going on so that helps me remember, like, this night we're going to do takeout, or this night we're going to need a crock pot meal or something. So that could work. Like, maybe not a full plan, but like stuff that will impact meal planning. And then you have the meal planning pages, which they look like they are coordinated with whatever colors are in the monthly. Undated, it gives you a spot for dates and a weekly menu. I appreciate that it doesn't have like Sunday through Saturday or whatever in these blurbs, because if you don't know me, I tend to plan my meals Saturday through Friday, because that is just when I usually grocery shop on Saturdays, so I plan my meals like accordingly. And then you have a grocery list, and this is probably the heart of her planner, that you have the meal plan that you'll keep in the book so you can reference it, but you can tear off the grocery list because it's perforated. And then the other sides are blank, like I was saying before. So you have full menu, grocery list. Now the menu just gives you a space for each day. It isn't broken down into like breakfast, lunch, and dinner or whatever, which again, I like that versatility because some weeks I plan everything and some weeks I just plan dinners. Let me be real. If I actually plan my week, it's usually just dinners, but I do sometimes try to put in breakfasts and lunches as well. So you have enough of this. So if there's 5 weeks per month and there's 12 months, that equals 60 weeks. So a little over a year. And then the colors are, like I said, they're just coordinated with the different monthly decorations. At the end of the meal planning, you have your gathering section. And this gathering section gives you what looks like a bunch of the same page, a spot for event, appetizers, side dishes, main course, desserts, drinks, kids, and supplies, and then another perforated tear-off grocery list. So there's enough in here for 10 gatherings. What I might do is not tear out the grocery list and bring the planner with me when I shop, because as somebody who has done big family Thanksgivings with a whole group of people, and my sisters and I have been in charge of cooking over the years, it's really nice to be able to reference previous lists to be able to help you like create your next one and not have to do it from scratch. And so keeping it with the meal plan could be really helpful. But if you didn't want to take the whole planner, you could just tear out the grocery list, then bring it and staple it or like paperclip it to the gathering. But I do like that it'll leave the gathering, even if you tear the grocery list out, you'll keep the menus in here for reference, and I like that. And then in the back, you have a notes section with a handful of notes pages, and this kind of feels a little off the rails because every other big decorative element in here is like gigantic flowers and like fruits and things like that, and then this is like a galaxy. So that's a little odd to me, but it does match the notes tab. But you have a handful of notes pages that you can use to maybe put more inventory or reference other situations. I also just noticed that every page is also perforated by the coil, so not only are the grocery lists perforated, but the whole page is. And then you have a pocket page. It is not laminated. It is just a thick cardstock, so I'm not sure how sturdy this will wind up being depending on how hard you tend to punish it. And then in the back is just your cover with the copyright, and then the Carrie Elle with like a barcode because it's sold through Amazon. And that is the Carrie Elle Meal Planner. I am going to give this a shot. I don't think I am going to give this away just yet. I may give it a couple of weeks and just tear out the weekly meal plans if I do decide to give it away, and it'll still be useful to somebody for a year. Like I said, I don't really intend, if I do decide to try using this for meal planning, I'm not going to use any of the other pages just yet. I'm just going to try the meal planning so that way I can give it away. Give it away now, give it away, give it away, give it away now if I feel like it. And people would still be able to use all the rest of it. But if I do keep it, like I said, I will likely get rid of some of these extra pages, but keep the reference pages in. I'm not sure about the inventory pages, but I would definitely use the reference pages, the meal planning pages, and the gathering pages. So, especially because we're doing a Friendsgiving next month. So yeah, I'm for basically $27. This is actually a pretty decent meal planner. It's no wonder that Carrie Elle seems to be like within the planner community, one of the more well-known meal planner vendors, or however you want to put it. Now, if she just planned my meals for me, that would be fucking awesome. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Do you have any meal planners you want me to take a look at, or other planners you want me to take a look at? Have you used Carrie Elle before? I know I'm kind of late to this train. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, friends, peace.